And that pitch will fall in for strike one. Popped up, and on the left side of play, out, and it'll tie the count up at 2-2. The Chinooks come in with a record of to left field, falls in front, and it's over the head of Hayden Keller, and so go get it, and Isaac Barrera has speed. He's going to pick it up. They're going to try and get it in quickly and hold him at third. So the Bucs knocking on the door on the leadoff triple from Isaac Barrera, and unfortunately, it took a hop over the head of Hayden Keller, and he kind of played it, came in hard, tried to make the play on it, realized he wasn't going to get there, and then held up, and ball was about 2 feet to his left, and he couldn't even get a glove on it. So leadoff triple here in the first inning, and that'll bring up the left fielder, Chad Castillo. The Bucs are not a team where you want to get down against them. Chinooks earned their first win courtesy of Sam Brace and Tyler O'Clair for the Chinooks. And big swing and a miss, foul tipped, from by Cheney Rogers, designated hitter, bats fourth. Ryan, although delivery in the dirt, it'll be a 2-0 count here. Barker pulls down hard. Cheney Rogers, another left-hander, he is on deck. Had the 2-run walk-off home run at Barker, a double check, and the delivery. That'll be strike one, outside corner. Paw pretty pull side and pull heavy as he'll try and take it to left field, most likely. Defensively, the Chinooks, Hayden Keller in left field, and center is Jess Davis, Brandon Cody in right, Jack D'Amelio at third, at shortstop, Pate Fullerton, second base, Mason Corbett, first, Daniel Freeman. That'll just miss. It'll be the first walk of the day, and 3 runners have reached base, the first 3 of the ballgame. Double play is in order. Chinooks looking for a big one here against Cheney Rogers, the designated hitter. Again, J. Paul Fullerton behind the plate. James Paul Fullerton. First pitch of his lefty-on-lefty matchup. Strike one down the middle. Barker just looking for a rollover ground ball to maybe Daniel Freeman, get a double play out of it. Rogers with decent speed. He'll swing through the outside pitch. And this is where Barker needs to be his best. 0-2 count, no outs. Try and get a rollover ground ball. Maybe something poked to the left side. But right at Jack D'Amelio. Triple play is uncommon, but that'd be best case scenario for the Chinooks right now. Got to get an out nonetheless. Wind slightly blowing out to right center. Smoke in the air from all the wildfires. Barker, the delivery. Hung it, and it's foul tipped back. Left a curveball up over the middle of the plate, and Rogers just going to tip it. Sends Ryan Sullivan over to retrieve it, the on-deck first baseman. Rogers comes in, 250 hitter, 52 at-bats this season, 13 hits. He has 3 home runs. The third most on the team, behind Ryan Sullivan with 4. Spiked in the dirt, good job by J. Paul Fullerton, as well as 6 for Blake Paw. Paw just drew his 14th walk of the season to put the double play in order. A 1-2 delivery. In the dirt, again blocked. Michael Barker enters in with a 1-2 record this season, 6.17 ERA, making his 5th start and 7th appearance, 23 1/3 innings on the mound, 33 hits given up, 17 runs, all earned, 11 walks, and 11 strikeouts. 2-2 payoff delivery. And it's spiked again. Cannot go 0-2 to a walk. You got to force Cheney Rogers to put something in play, and now he's got the advantage count. All the pressure on Michael Barker here. Chinooks have had a hard time the last few games getting out of the first inning. Chop to the right side. This will be 1, as it'll be fielded by Mason Corbett, thrown to first for out number 1, both runners moving up. So it'll bring up Ryan Sullivan, the first baseman. Chinooks overcame a 8-2 deficit their last game 2 days ago on Sunday, and it was the Pilots who looked like they were going to run away with it. The 8-2 victory going into the fifth. Chinooks put up 5 runs in that inning. Came back 8-7. Ethan English with the game-tying home run in the top of the 8th inning. And then 2 runs in the top of the 11th to make it 10-8. And then the Chinooks gave up 1 run, but were able to get the third out with a runner on the tying run at second base to win that game 10-9, the first extra innings game that the Chinooks have won this season. In the dirt, good block by J. Paul Fullerton. He's getting a workout here. Barker kind of short-arming a few pitches, just aiming a little low, and I get that he wants the ball on the ground, doesn't want anything to the outfield, but got to bring it up just a little bit. And Wyatt actually got to do the play-by-play for that game, and it was a 4-hour game.
Yeah, it was a long time, but I got a chance to learn for a while, I guess, so it worked out pretty well.
1-1 count, 1 out, and Jackson Beck as well. Both Wyatt and Jackson called that game, and I'm sure they had a lot of fun with it. I went back and watched some of it, and pretty cool to see Wyatt get his first start as a play-by-play guy. Big swing and a miss, and Ryan Sullivan pulls through it. Best case scenario, strikeout here against Ryan Sullivan. Ryan Sullivan this season hitting .287, does have 25 strikeouts, the second most on the team behind Blake Paul with 27. Barker's delivery, chopped to the shortstop. Runners are going to go. The play's going to be at the plate, and they've got him in a rundown. So it's going to be a tag applied, the throw to second, and they've got him in a rundown. Sullivan is in a rundown here, and they're just going to have him slide back safely into first. Nobody hurt, as a good play by Pate Fullerton came in with 2 strikes. Runners advanced. Blake Paul moved up to third and tried to force Chad Castillo home. And a good job, brother to brother, throwing home, and the tag applied by J. Paul Fullerton for out number 2. Chinooks trying to strand the runners on the corners here against Cole Tate, the shortstop.
Castillo on third base kind of had nowhere to go after that because Blake Paul advanced to third, so he was caught in that rundown with nowhere to go.
Strike 1, inner half. Yeah, he thought that automatically Chad Castillo was going to take off, and I'm not sure he ever recognized that. I'm not sure either of the runners recognized that Pate Fullerton came in with the infield in for 2 strikes. It's a good job by Michael Barker to get a ground ball and let his defense help him. And the pitch here, what a block by J. Paul Fullerton. Man, can the Chinooks get out of it, only giving up 1 run with the 2 leadoff hits and the walk to Blake Paul. Barker slowly settling in here. Just needing an out against Cole Tate. Delivery inside, picked by J. Paul Fullerton. A 2-1 advantage count to the Georgia Bulldog. Cole Tate hitting 4th highest average, .293, has 24 hits this season. As the 4th most on the team behind Ryan Sullivan, Castillo, and Barrera. Fouled out of play, 2s across the board. Chinooks had 16 hits in their last game, and they'll look to carry that forward as the most hits they've had all season. Payoff pitch with the 2-2 delivery. Just missing low. Michael Barker walking towards the third base dugout. Thought it was strike 3, but this will send Ryan Sullivan from first base in motion. The infield going to have to go across here from Cole Tate at bat. 1-0 the score. The delivery. Chopped to second base. It'll be fielded by Corbett. He'll throw to first for the out. Good job by Michael Barker and company after giving up a leadoff triple. The RBI double by Chad Castillo. 3 outs ensue from it. And the Chinooks able to strand 2 runners of the Bucs. It's 1-0. We'll give you the starting lineup for your Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks when we come back for the bottom of the first. You're listening Chinooks Baseball on YouTube.com. Mason Corbett to lead off the bottom of the first. Chinooks losing 1-0 after giving up 2 hits, a walk in the first inning, but Michael Barker pitched around a tough situation and able to get 3 outs unscathed apart from that 1 run. Mason Corbett again leading off the second baseman, batting second, Jess Davis in center field. Ball 1 upstairs. J. Paul Fullerton bats third as the catcher. Ethan English bats fourth, the designated hitter. Hayden Keller, the left fielder. Jack Nemilio, the third baseman, batting sixth. Brandon Cody up next, the right fielder. Ball 2 off the plate. Daniel Freeman, first baseman, batting eighth. Then Pate Fullerton, the shortstop, bats ninth, all facing Brett Fennell, the pitcher on the mound. And he's got his 4th start tonight, 15 innings pitched coming in, 16 hits given up, 9 runs. Swinging, and that's going to be sailed down the right field line. Third time we've seen Mason Corbett launch the bat, and thankfully he does hit balls farther than the bat goes, but this time not connecting. Troy Hervey, the first base and assistant coach, will come over and grab it, and he's no stranger to having to retrieve it there. Third base coach is John Groth, the head coach for the Chinooks. Fennell, a 2-0 record entering in. Pitched against the Chinooks last time, gave up 4 runs and 5 hits. Few walks. Has 5 strikeouts coming in versus his 8 walks. 2-1 pitch here to Corbett. And it's called for strike 2 on the outside corner. Johnson opening up a little bit off the plate. And pokes one foul just to spoil it. 2-2 pitch will ensue again. No outs here in the bottom of the first. Fennell did not pick up the win in that game. It was 7-5, the final score. Inside and too far in, full count ensuing. Still bottom of the first here, and Mason Corbett leads the league in walks. He's got the best average on the team as well, 24 walks this season. He'll hit one on a one-hopper under the glove of Cole Tate, and he's going to be held at first base as Tate will pick it up. And that ball was crushed off the bat of Mason Corbett. I think that's a base hit. Well, I think Mason Corbett actually might be on first via the error from Cole Tate. That's what the scoreboard reads for us. And, you know, it was hit hard. It was a one-hopper to Cole Tate, but he took it off the left side of his body, and ground ball hit to second. Jess Davis going to have to get on his horse, try and beat it down the line, and he's going to be just out at first base. Ground ball double play takes away 2 runners for the Chinooks. It'll bring up J. Paul Fullerton, the 3-hole catcher. First pitch to Jess Davis. He caps it to the second baseman, Vanderbrake, throwing to Cole Tate, and they make up for the error on the throw over to Sullivan. That's the first time Jess Davis is, I guess not the first time. I should have said, you know, he missed the last game because he was sick 2 days ago. First time he's made an appearance in 3 days. But ball 1 upstairs here to J. Paul Fullerton. So the double play helps a lot for Fennell. And that's going to be capped to the first baseman, Sullivan. He'll flip to Fennell for the 3rd out. Chinooks go in order, help with the double play, and 3 ground outs basically. So it's 1-0, quick inning for the Chinooks. We're going to the top of the 2nd inning. You're listening to Chinooks Baseball. Justin Vanderbrake, second baseman for the Bucs, is going to lead us off here for the second. He'll take strike one, inner half. Chinooks gave up a run in the first, and they're trying to get out of this one unscathed. Barker settling in some. Chinooks went in order offensively in the bottom of the first with 2 groundouts, including a double play. That pitch just a little low. Johnston calling it low, home plate umpire. Stacy Dunbar, the third base umpire as well. Pops it up into shallow center field. Coming over is Hayden Keller, and he's underneath it to make the grab. Fly out to left will start us off. From Justin Vanderbrake, Victor Cherney up next, the catcher. Cherney, 192 hitter, 5 hits this season in 26 appearances, 1 double. Big week for the Chinooks as they've got the ABL Scout Showcase with this weekend coming up. Strike one on the corner, 1-1 count. They've also got some big games coming up with the Bucs today. The Miners tomorrow at Palmer. The Bucs on Thursday. And a showcase game. The showcase games do not count towards the league standings as Chinooks will play the Bucs and the Pilots consecutive days starting Friday. And then the Home Run Derby, 12 p.m. on Sunday, as well as the All-Star Game, 4 p.m. Hit on a line drive to Pate Fullerton, and he's in the right spot. Victor Cherney, the long line out. Hit well, but directly at Pate Fullerton at shortstop, and that's going to bring up Braxton Borfin, the third baseman. Braxton coming out of Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, freshman at the University of Oklahoma. So he didn't have to leave state, and the Sooner will try and get a 2-out rally going here. And it looks like on the scoreboard they have changed Mason Corbett's error to a hit. Inside, strike one. So the first hit for the Chinooks led off the ball game. Way inside again, strike two. Borfin will shake his head and try and defend the plate with an 0-2 count. Off the plate there, good miss by Barker when picking up a little more to right side of the field. Some pretty warm days, warm summer for Alaska. 74 degrees right now, and will likely get up to 78. Strike three will get him looking. First strikeout for Michael Barker. And Borfin does not swing the bat once. As 3 up, 3 down for the first time today, go the Bucs. It's 1-0 as we go to the bottom of the second inning. 4, 5, 6 up with Ethan English, Hayden Keller, and Jack D'Amelio when we come back. Ethan English to lead us off as the 4-hole Chinooks went in order last inning with the help of a double play. Went 3 up, 3 down against the Bucs in the top half of this inning, and they're still down 1-0, trying to get going again. Again, Mason Corbett had the single to lead things off. It was initially called an error, got changed to a hit, and a big swing from Ethan English there. Strike one, 1-1 count. Barker picking up his first strikeout of the game against Borfin last inning to end that game, or in the inning. Curveball falls in low. Ethan English out in front. He'll have to fight with 2 strikes against him. English third highest average on the team, 259 hitter. Way up high, and that'll be a 2-2 count. English's third home run last game and leads the team right now. Also third most in the league. Curveball falls in well off the plate in the left-hander's batter's box. A full count. Can Ethan English reach base via the walk or the hit? And Hayden Keller would be up next for a lefty-on-righty matchup. First righty-on-righty matchup we've seen. It was the first 3 lefties to lead off the game. And off the plate. That'll be a walk. Ethan English gets us going here in the second inning. Chinooks have had the first batter of the last 2 innings reach. Can they get him over here? Keller had the hit in the winning 2 runs with 2 RBIs, 3 RBIs last game. Of the 9 starters, 8 of the 9 starters had multiple hits. First pitch here to Keller is strike 1 on the corner. Keller coming out of Mendocino College. A junior there and out of Minden, Nevada. Fastball misses up and away. 253 hitter, 25 hits this season, tied for the most on the team with Jess Davis. He is tied as well in RBIs. Both Fullerton, J. Paul Fullerton and Keller have 19. They're both trying to get a 20th tonight. The 1-1 delivery. Upstairs and away. That'll be a ball. First walk of the night by Finnell is standing at first base in Ethan English. Hayden Keller looking for a big at-bat here, try and keep something out of the middle of the infield, work something to the outfield, and try and produce a base hit. Delivery. Upstairs again, and in jeopardy for Finnell of walking another batter. With Jack D'Amelio up next, Brandon Cody would be on deck. If Hayden Keller can push Ethan English up to second base and put runners on first and second. Keller will look for one pitch inside to his sweet spot, and he's going to hit it down the right field line, foul. Bullpen will duck as it ricochets off of the fence. It was like every pitcher in order sitting on the bench went down in order. It was not as great as synchronized swimming, but it was almost there. Inside, ball 4, and way inside, back-to-back walks for Hayden Keller and Ethan English. Jack D'Amelio up next, and I think there's a good chance he's going to bunt here.
I would say so. It looked like Victor Cerny tried to frame that ball inside, but it was definitely way too inside. He just stuck it and I think made the call even easier for the umpire.
I think you're absolutely right. Runners on first and second. At third base is Borfin. He's going to take a few steps in on the third base bag, as is Ryan Sullivan. We'll see if Jack D'Amelio shows bunt. He will bunt, and he's going to hit it down the third base line. Pretty good bunt. If it stays fair, it'll be picked up just foul. Pitch was inside, and D'Amelio was about to load the bases. D'Amelio, 4th highest average, coming out of Hillsborough, California. 257 hitter, 9 hits this season. He's looking for a 10th in a big spot. Cody awaiting in the right-hander's batter's box to grant him his weapon of choice, meaning a baseball bat, because that's the only weapons allowed in baseball, to try and demolish this ball. Will he keep it on? He does not, and in the dirt. Good take by D'Amelio. Runners stay at first and second. Good block behind the plate as well by the catcher, Cherney. See if D'Amelio tries to lay one down here. He's been pretty consistent over the past few games, getting a hit Got a big opening between first and third. Pulls back. Pitch missing low. 2-1 count. Good take by Jack D'Amelio. The All-Star game was tonight. The American League defeated the National League 4-3.
It's the 7th straight victory for the American League.
Gotta love my Texas Rangers, even though they were only represented by Hunter Pence, and I'm not sure he played, as you mentioned, Wyatt. But I'm still there.
I've got nothing on you with my Cardinals, though.
Strike two, outside part of the plate. A 2-2 count here, no outs with runners on first and second. D'Amelio looking for a base hit.
Did you have a chance to watch that home run derby yesterday?
I watched every bit of it. Yeah.
It was unbelievable.
It was phenomenal. I mean, breaking Josh Hamilton, the former Texas Ranger. He was a Ranger whenever he set that record of 28 home runs in a single round. Inside, called strike three, and D'Amelio taking. And that'll be a strikeout for Brandon Cody up next. Moved him off the plate, and D'Amelio crowding a little. I think that was a little bit inside, but all the same. Home plate umpire Scott Johnson called the same pitch against the Bucs to end the inning with Borfin. And again, we talk about it all the time. Just got to be consistent. First pitch here is off the plate, ball one. Haven't seen Fennell work in the curveball for a strike just yet. Daniel Freeman on deck has shaved the stash. Had a dirty stash 2 days ago. Ended up picking up his first win of the season on the mound. Hit hard to right center field. Going black is Blake Paw. He seems like he's on it. He'll reach up, make the catch. Tagging from second base and going to third is Ethan English. That'll put runners on the corners here and 2 outs for Daniel Freeman, the first baseman.
I'm not really sure how Cody got enough of that one. It was down by his ankles and a little bit away, and he somehow pulled it all the way to deep right field. That's just straight power there.
Yeah, I thought he was going to pull it down the left field line. I think he thought the same, but he took it to right center. And still a 1-0 lead, and the Chinooks have the tying run with Ethan English 90 feet away at third base. Freeman will look for a 2-out base hit. Chop to the third base side, fielded by Borfin. The throw to first, short-armed, and the pick at first base by Sullivan will end the inning. Chinooks strand 2. Pick up a strikeout, 2 walks on the leadoff walks to Ethan English and Hayden Keller. Chinooks can't get him in. It's 1-0. We're going to the top of the third inning. You're listening to Chinooks Baseball. Top of the order up for a second time around is the Isaac Barrera. Pops one up on the left side. Jack D'Amelio going over in foul territory. Reaches up, will make the grab for out number 1. Bucs win in order last inning against Michael Barker, and Isaac Barrera keeping the streak alive with 5 straight batters retired. Castillo up next. Left fielder had the RBI double in his first at bat, pulled a fastball up and in down the right field line. First pitch here from Barker, strike one down the middle. Castillo, 304 hitter entering in. 103 at bats, 31 hits. Hits one again down the right field line, base hit. He's 2 for 2, picked up by Brandon Cody. You don't want to test that arm. Cody with a cannon. And Castillo now with his 32nd hits leading the team. Brings up Blake Paul, walked in his first at bat. And Castillo's had much success against the Chinooks. Low, and that'll be ball one to Paul. Paul did not swing in his first at bat. Pickoff attempt by Michael Barker. You know why? It's a 61% humidity right now and a 10% chance that it will rain.
We could use the rain.
We could use the rain. I'm pretty sure there are clouds up there right now. We just can't see them because of the smoke. 1-0 delivery. Pitch off the plate, ball two.
We have a beautiful two-tone outfield, or two-tone field with the green turf and then the almost yellow dirt in the outfield. Let me tell you, it is crunchy out there.
Oh, very. Ground ball, third base. Just going to go foul down the third base line. Sam Brace will take it right off of the rib cage as he tries to body it up in front of the bullpen. Toss it down to Chris Beck. Chris Beck coming out giving signs to J. Paul Fullerton at the same time while retrieving the ball. Brought to you by your multitasking play of the game. Barker's delivery. Runner went, and that's popped up and out of play. 2-2 count, one out. Two count, one out. Chinooks looking for an inning-ending double play. Chad Castillo single to right field that he just hooked. You pitch him away, he doesn't really like going in the opposite way. Runner not going, spiked in the dirt, and tell you what, J. Paul Fullerton right now is a vacuum. He's just suction cupping up every ball that bounces in. Michael Barker looking for a ground ball here against Blake Paul. Pick off to first and almost handcuffs Daniel Freeman, but he is able to grab it. Pilots and the Oilers, 7:10 start time. They've been playing for about 30 minutes. But no updates on their game just yet. Missing low, second time that Barker has walked a guy tonight, and it comes both times to Blake Paul. Paul with 28 strikeouts this season. And that pitch missing the top of the zone here to Cheney Rogers, grounded out to second base for out number one in the first inning. Chinooks trying to get out of this inning unscathed as well. Ryan Sullivan on deck. Delivery. Strike one on the corner. Chinooks a double play away from getting out of the inning. And a big swing and a miss there by Cheney Rogers. Puts him down in the count 1-2. And the tip of the bat hit the helmet of J. Paul Fullerton, I believe. He took some hard shots last game. Ricocheting once off his elbow and then once off of his chest, I believe is what it was. Been hit twice. 1-2 pitch, curveball. And maybe inside to the righties. The righties, if they connect, will pull it foul unless they can stay inside of it. 2 outs. Ryan Sullivan, the ground out last time. And he'll cap one to first. Michael Barker coming over. He'll take the flip. Is there Barker covering. And so the ground out will make it two stranded again with a walk and a single. Chad Castillo, Blake Paw. When we come back, it's the bottom of the third we go. 9-1-2 up with Pate Fullerton, Mason Corbett, and Jess Davis for the Chinooks. Well, we're back. It's the bottom of the third we go here at Lee Jordan Field, and Pate Fullerton takes inside ball one, skipping off the turf. Chinooks again trailing after giving up that run in the first inning. Isaac Barrera, the leadoff triple, and then the double from Chad Castillo. Off the plate, well into the right-hander's batter's box. 2-0 count. Mason Corbett on deck had the single and only hit in the ballgame so far for the Chinooks. And ball three, Pate Fullerton might not have to take the bat off his shoulder. Chinooks have had the leadoff guy on the first two innings. Can they get him for a third inning here in the top of the third? Wind continues to shift some more. It was blowing out to center field, and it's slowly through the game been going more to right field. A 4-pitch walk to start us off for Pate Fullerton. Corbett in the ninth inning, top of the ninth for the Chinooks. Last game on Sunday, had a double off the right center wall and tried to bring in the winning run, but Dylan Gardner thrown out, hustling around from first base. A great relay throw. Perfect throw was the only way they would have got him, and it was that. First pitch here to Corbett. Second time through, it's in the dirt. Ball one. 5 straight balls. We'll pause for a moment as Cherney wants a meeting with Fennell. Brett Fennell coming out of his freshman year at Cal Baptist University, 6'4", 205, right-hander and starter for the Bucs, as that is going to be strike one on the corner. The freshman coming out of Riverside, California. A lot of Cali guys on this team for the Bucs. A lot of Cali guys in this league for all these teams, except for the Chinooks. Not a ton of Cali guys for the Chinooks. Chop to the right side, and it's going to be...
As you said, there's not only fewer California guys, but there's fewer East Coast guys for the Chinooks. We have 17 different states represented here at the Chinooks this season. Nice to see a little bit of diversity here instead of all the same people, all the same kind of conferences and things.
7 guys from California, and Jess Davis, the 4.63 double play hit into in the first. Pate Fullerton serving as the tying run here early on in the bottom of first base, but Pate Fullerton already on the run, moves up to third. Made a great play to rob Jess Davis of a base hit up the middle. Brings up J. Paul Fullerton. Just capped one off the end. Hit hard, but right to Fennell made a nice play on it to protect himself. And it just happens to go right in the mitt. Two outs. Chinooks looking for a 2-out base hit from J. Paul Fullerton. Curveball in the dirt. Good take by Fullerton. Was expecting fastball first pitch from Fennell. On deck, Ethan English, the walk in his first at bat. Ball off the plate, 2-0 count. Chinooks have stranded 3 runners offensively so far in the game. And the 2-0 delivery. Ground ball pulled to Ryan Sullivan. He fields it. Will take it himself. And J. Paul Fullerton, 2 ground outs to first base in his first 2 at-bats, just missing the pitch on the inner half. So, again, Chinooks strand 1. We go to the top of the 4th inning. It's 1-0. Chinooks trailing the Bucs. Colt Tate up to lead off the top of the 4th. Chinooks tying run at third base. Couldn't get him in. Fullerton trying to bring in his brother from third base, and J. Paul ends up grounding to first base to end the inning. Colt Tate grounded out to first, and he'll pop up here to deep right field. And going back is Brandon Cody, reaches up to make the grab. So a long fly out. Still a 1-0 ball game. The Bucs leading after getting the first run in the first inning. Brings up the 7-hole. Justin Vanderbeek, second baseman, flew out to left field to open up the second inning. Vanderbeek, 233 hitter, 17 hits this season, 3 of which have been doubles, 2 home runs. His first pitch is going to be well off the plate, ball 1. Vanderbeek coming out of Yakima, Washington, sophomore at Tacoma Community College, and he pokes that one out of play. Chop swing to second base. Coming in, Mason Corbett fields it, sets his feet, throw to first. We'll get him by 2 steps. Just jammed him inside, and unfortunately for Vanderbeek, he can't hold up. Second out in the inning, 2 quick outs, and this is a much quicker game, Wyatt, than the last game.
Yes, it is, and I think the last game, not only did they have a lot of hits, but I think it was the most full counts I've ever seen in my life. Seemed like every at-bat was going to full count.
First pitch here, strike 1 to Victor Cherney, lined out to shortstop Pate Fullerton in his first at-bat. Next pitch is somehow missing inside. We've seen that one called a few times today. 1-1 count, 2 outs.
Michael Barker's in need of a few pins to keep his hat down. Or a smaller hat.
Off the plate there as well. 2-1 advantage to Cherney.
You'd think he'd be wasting a lot of energy bending over to pick that up every time.
I think you're right. You got to get a little clothespin and Hit hard to Jess Davis at center. Straight at him. 3 up, 3 down inning. Journey's hit the ball twice really, really hard. And he's going to get robbed both times on 2 lineouts. So we go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Chinooks try and get the run back or maybe take the lead. It's 1-0. Chinooks facing Fennel with their 4, 5, 6 up. Ethan English, Hayden Keller, and Jack D'Amelio. Ethan English to lead us off. He drew a walk on a full count in the 2nd, and he'll take ball 1 low. Fennel has 1 strikeout and 3 walks so far, giving up 1 hit as well to Mason Corbett to lead off the game. Since then, been pretty good. Way off the plate and going to go ricochet from Cherney's glove to the first base dugout. Hayden Keller will trot over and grab it, and Chinooks have had the leadoff guy on first 3 innings. Can they get him on for a 4th time with Hayden Keller up next? Both guys drew a walk in their first at-bats. And ball 3 way outside. Looks like Brett Fennel's trying to throw it with more zing here and more zip, but it's not finding the strike zone.
If you can't throw it for a strike, it doesn't matter how fast it is.
And that'll be right down the middle to Ethan English. 3-1 count, no outs. Got to be careful with this pitch. Ethan English can definitely bang it and make it a 1-1 ball game. Inside, ball 4, and he's on with his 2nd walk of the ball game. So it brings up Hayden Keller, the left fielder. So Hooked on a Feeling will play in the background as Hayden Keller takes the walk into the left-hander's batter's box. Ethan English at first base, serving as the tying run. Can Hayden Keller maybe pick up his 3rd home run of the season? The delivery. Big swing and a miss. Looked to be a changeup, or he just slowed up his fastball. Put an 0-1 count here to Keller, and you might see an off-speed pitch here. Jack D'Amelio struck out looking in the first inning, or in his first at-bat, ball off the plate, 1-1 count. Tried to work a fastball in on the outer half. Fennel, deep breath delivery. And it's going to miss low. 2-1 count advantage to Hayden Keller. Keller 2 hits and 3 RBIs last ball game. In the 10-9 victory over the Pilots. Pokes one down the left field line. If it's fair, it's going to be extra bases, and it just goes foul. Keller actually knew it as he took a few hard steps and stayed in the left-hander's batter's box. 2-2 count, no outs. He'll have to battle here, try and poke some into the outfield. Be a clutch hitter here and move up Ethan English. Two-two delivery. Check swing, didn't go around, ball 3. They will appeal to Stacy Dunbar in the field, and instead it'll be a full count. Hayden Keller with a walk will put runners on first and second, but he's trying to reach any way he can here. Tough pitch to take that one.
And Brett Fennell didn't know where the appeal was going. He pointed all the way around third and to second, and then finally found Stacy.
And going to get a piece of that one and foul it back. Jack D'Amelio looked at it, took a few hard steps, and one of the coaches going to come out of the first base dugout and toss it on over to him. Nice little two-hopper. Right to the left batting glove. Delivery. Hit hard, right center. Or right field, excuse me. That's going to be extra bases. They're going to wave Ethan English around from third. He's heading home, and he's going to be safe as he is going to have a 1-1 ball game with Hayden Keller's RBI double to right center field. Excuse me, right field. Keep saying right center field, but down the right field line. 1-1 ball game, and the Chinooks on the board to tie it up. Second hit of the ball game, and the walk comes back to hurt Fennell. Well, Hayden Keller been pretty consistent these last few games, and started off at the hot streak in the to begin this season. Was the best hitter on the team, best hitter in the league to begin this season. And Jack D'Amelio takes the curveball upstairs. See him turn around, take a deep breath on that one. He thought that the curveball might not have broken there. It was going to hit him in the face if it had been a fastball.
It definitely made him nervous, if nothing else.
That is Hayden Keller's third double this season, and poked up and out of play by D'Amelio. Well, 1-1 count. I wonder if you try and bunt here to move over the runner to third base as the potential go-ahead run. He's in scoring position, so you're okay there. With 3 opportunities, no outs here in the bottom of the fourth. One run is already in. D'Amelio looking for a base hit. He'll take one in the dirt, and a good block by Cherney keeps it in front. 2-1 count. Brandon Cody awaiting his second at bat. He's on deck.
It wouldn't be a horrible idea to bunt him over, but with the speed of Hayden Keller, any base hit that would score him from third might score him from second, too.
Well, if I was D'Amelio, I'm trying to push bunt here to second base. And going to be foul tipped. And so Cody will retrieve the ball. A 2-2 count, no outs. 2 hits for the Chinooks, 3 for the Bucs. And it's a 1-1 ball game. Ethan English showing off the speed all the way from first base. Paw tried to get it in from right field to Vandenbreg. Vandenbreg's throw a little late. 2-2 delivery. Curveball and good defensive swing by Jack D'Amelio just to foul it back. That one well inside, but after getting rung up last at bat on an inside fastball a few inches inside of the plate, he's trying to put something in play at all costs. Keller at second. The delivery home. In the dirt. What a pick as Fennell falls down. He's okay. He'll touch his chest saying, my bad. Cherney, what a pick. Showing off the glove work. Both catchers today have not allowed a pass ball or wild pitch to move up a runner. J. Paul Fullerton for the Chinooks has had to block probably 5 or 6 in the first 3 innings, and then now Cherney for today. Full count here to Jack D'Amelio. Approach to the right side. Chop to the right side. Hayden Keller will move up to third, and a good job by Jack D'Amelio to move up the runner.
That's as good as a bunt.
Still works in the favor of moving up the runner as Brandon Cody will be up next. Flew out to deep right field in his first at-bat. Yeah, the only difference is you don't get the sack bunt statistic that doesn't affect your average.
Yeah, unfortunately, but as far as his teammates are concerned, they'll take it.
They will take it, and I know Coach Groth is happy with that. That's 2 times Chinooks have had a runner on second base and have grounded back to the pitcher, but have been able to move up the runner to third. Curveball upstairs, ball 1 to Brandon Cody. He's looking for something hard to the outfield to bring in an RBI and put this game in favor of the Chinooks with a 2-1 lead moving halfway into the ballgame, the 5th inning next. In the dirt, great block by Cherney. Got a little kick save by Scott Johnston as well behind the plate. And so it'll be a 2-0 count. Nonetheless, that pitch was blocked by Cherney. He kept it in front. Hayden Keller serves as the go-ahead run here in the bottom of the 4th. 1 run is in. Ethan English, brought in by Hayden Keller. He'd like to come in himself. 2-0 delivery, and what a pick by Cherney. In jeopardy of putting runners on the corners and giving up his 5th walk of the ball game. Basically averaging a walk an inning, and if he gives up a walk here to Brandon Cody, the 3-0 delivery, he will have walked more than the innings he's pitched in so far. Delivery. Strike 1, outside part of the plate, Brandon Cody. And Cody and Fennell, pretty good friends.
Yeah, I was just about to say, I think Cody's been looking forward to this matchup all season. They talk a lot after the games.
Big swing and a miss there, 3-2 count. Cody looking to shorten up, put something in play here with 1 out in the bottom of the 4th. Got to put something in play here. Cannot strike out in this situation. Daniel Freeman on deck, grounded to third base to end the inning in his last at bat. And called strike 3 will get Cody looking for out number 2. And so, unfortunately, the Chinooks will get 2 outs here with a runner in scoring position, the potential go-ahead run. So Cody will go down looking. Daniel Freeman, the 2-out RBI attempt, and he'll take strike 1 on the curveball. First curveball we've seen hit for Brett Fennell. And that's off the plate. Ball 1. 1-1 count, 2 outs. Hit hard to left center field, and coming in to try and make the play, and he will, is the left fielder Castillo. And so that will rob a base hit away from Daniel Freeman. Chinooks had a runner on third with less than 2 outs, couldn't get him in, a strikeout, and then the fly out to left field by Daniel Freeman, hit hard but doesn't fall. It is 1-1. Chinooks tie it up. We're going to the top of the 5th inning. You're listening to Chinooks Baseball. Chinooks tie it up, 1 apiece, as we're going to get a big swing from Braxton Borfin. And Chinooks had the go-ahead run of Hayden Keller at third base, couldn't get him in, and are currently tied with the Bucs. May not get another chance like that. You got to make the most of it, and the Chinooks, more than any team I've ever seen, we were talking about this during the break, strike out with runners in scoring position down the left field line. That's going to be extra bases as Borfin gets into one. He's got a stand-up double to start off this 5th inning, and that's exactly why you've got to find a way to put the ball in play and get in the runner. Nothing against Brandon Cody because he's done phenomenal this season. But almost every Chinook who's come up in that scenario is struck out. Doesn't matter who it is. And more so than any team we've ever seen that does that. That's the fourth hit now and first hit of the day for Braxton Borfin, who struck out, the only strikeout of the day against Michael Barker. And Isaac Barrera, the leadoff, up next. He will show bunt and bunt it down the third base line. Barker turns, throw to first base, isn't in time, and he's out. Good job by Barker, and a good job as well, the sac bunt by Isaac Barrera. One out here as Borfin moves up to third as the potential go-ahead run. Can the Chinooks do the same thing? The infield going to come in against Chad Castillo, 2 for 2 today, RBI double in the first, and the single in his last at bat. He'll poke one down the left field line, foul. Only thing that the Bucs are missing is a home run right now. They've got that close to the cycle with 4 hits. 2 doubles, a triple, and a single. Hit hard to the right side, base hit. Both runs have come in to score off Chad Castillo, and I thought you might just intentionally walk him there. Try and bring up Blake Paw, who has walked twice today, but he's hit into a ground ball double play against the Chinooks before with a runner in scoring position. And now he's going to have a runner at first base in a 2-1 ball game. That's why that run's so important. So Barrera scored the first run. Runner goes, throw down to second base, and the tag is applied. And a swim move by Chad Castillo will put him with the stolen base. Tag applied by Mason Corbett. Says he missed it, and Stacy Dunbar on the call. Puts runner in scoring position. Blake Paul, the red batting gloves, awaiting as he'll take ball two, up and away. Pops one up, and it's just going to get over the press box here at Lee Jordan Field. 2-1 count.
Sounds like somebody almost made a play, but not quite, just judging by the crowd reaction. And now they must have gotten a hold of it.
Neither team has any pitchers warming up. Chinooks with 1 out here in the top of the 5th inning, nearing the hump of the halfway mark. And delivery. Well off the plate, 3-1 count here, 1 out. On deck is Cheney Rogers, 0 for 2 today. Long fly out to center in the third, and a ground out to second base in the first. And instead, it'll be a 5-pitch walk, as I don't know what it is with Barker today and Blake Paw, but Barker just doesn't want any part of him hitting. And, I mean, he's leading the league in home runs, but enters into the ball game hitting-wise as a .231 hitter, 21 hits this season. And Barker's faced, Chad Castillo, who's got 3 hits today, including 2 RBIs. Does put the double play in order, but you got to face Cheney Rogers. Pops one up, and that's going to be playable. It should be an infield fly automatically, and it will be, as Jack D'Amelio still makes the catch. Kind of does a little karaoke double shake move, and looked like shake and bake Ricky Bobby right there, as Jack D'Amelio takes a few hard stutter steps in and moves in to catch the second out of the inning, brings up Ryan Sullivan. Fielder's choice ground out in the first, and a ground out to first base in the third.
As you said just a minute ago, Blake Paul is leading in home runs, but he's also one of the top in strikeouts. He's got 28 strikeouts on the season. He's the definition of a true outcome hitter.
Big swing and a miss as Barker blows a fastball by Sullivan. Sullivan coming out of Aurora, Colorado, junior at Gonzaga University. Member of the Bulldogs there. Little bit of a flyover from one of the planes. Inside, just missing. 1-1 count, 2 outs. That'll get a few chirps from the fans of the Chinooks. Pretty good showing. Fans still trickling in here halfway into the ball game. Big swing and a miss there, Sullivan. Can the Chinooks left-hander strike out Sullivan for his second strikeout of the day and get Sullivan for the third out here? 1-2 count, 2 outs. Sullivan been pretty pull happy with his trigger hand. And he'll have to face the 1-2 count. Got to get something low in the zone. 1-2 payoff pitch. Inside, just missing. Barker glances at Scott Johnson, home plate umpire, just for a half second. Thought that was the same pitch. He struck out the Braxton Borfin back in the second. And that pitch misses. Runners will go with the bases of first and second, and so they've got a full count here. Sullivan with a base hit will bring in a run, but Michael Barker trying to just limit it to 1 run here in the top of the 5th. He gets the pitch he wants. Check of second, and the delivery. Ground ball to the left side. Be picked up by Hayden Keller. He'll field it. They will try and throw him out at home. It's a good throw, but a little offline. And because of the full count, that will bring in another run. It's 3-1. Michael Barker giving a curveball low. A good pitcher's pitch, trying to get him to swing through. But Sullivan just waiting on it, and he'll pick up the third run on the RBI single. Brings in Chad Castillo, first time he scored today. So the 9-1-2 have all scored, and Justin Fox begins warming in the bullpen down the left field line. Runners on first and second, Paw at second, and that's poked by Cole Tate down the right field line, out of play. Fan's going to move out of the way of it. 6 hits for the Bucs, 2 for the Chinooks. Bucs had 8 hits yesterday. Ground ball to third base. The diving stab, and that's going to wave around Blake Paw for another run. It's 4-1. Just got underneath the glove of Jack D'Amelio, and all with 2 outs here. Chinooks have given up 2 more to add on. It's now 4-1 on the 7th hit. And Cole Tate, the RBI single. And that's where Blake Paw comes in to hurt you on the walk. We'll pause for a moment. Chris Beck out for a meeting with Michael Barker. Justin Vanderbrake hits one to left field. Coming in on it is Hayden Keller. He won't make the catch, and he'll bobble it. Cole Tate will advance to third, and he'll be in safely. Vanderbrake with the single, the error by Hayden Keller in left field to try and get it in. It's a 5-1 ball game.
And that's going to be the day for Michael Barker. Chris Beck is back out, and we're going to see Justin Fox. We'll be back in just a moment. So it's Victor Cherney at the plate for the Bucs. After the break, we've got Justin Fox on the mound. And the first pitch is swung through by Cherney. That'll be strike one.
Yeah, Cherney took a big hack at it, but couldn't connect, and hopefully Justin Fox can end the bleeding for the Chinooks after Barker did a great job through the first 4 innings, Only gave up 1 run to lead off the ball game, and then really since then really settled in. But to start off this inning, he gave up 5 hits, no strikeouts, 1 walk, and since then the Bucs have just taken off offensively. They've got runners in scoring position at second and third, and that's going to be poked up to Jess Davis in center. This should end the inning as Justin Fox comes in, gets a long fly out, and is able to get the Chinooks through it. As Victor Cherney, first ball that he really hasn't smashed, as both Vandebrake and Cole Tate are stranded. When we come back, it's 5-1. Chinooks look to take strides to come back in this one just like they did, down 6 runs last game. You're listening to Chinooks Baseball. We'll be back in a moment. Chinooks give up 4 runs in the top half of the inning, and strike 1 here is thrown to Pate Fullerton. Bottom of the 5th, and Chinooks looking to take strides to come back here. They've got 2 hits in the ball game and have walked 4 times. Upstairs, ball 1. Fullerton a walk on 4 pitches in his first at bat. Here facing Brett Finnell. Finnell's given up some big runs his few games, but has gotten helped out with his 2-0 record. He's gotten helped out by his offense. And that poked foul. 2-2 count, no outs. The Bucs sending a pitcher down to the bullpen to warm up. That is Evan Taylor, the U of A freshman out of Florence, Alabama. U of A, the University of Arkansas. Right back up the middle, and that's a base hit. 3rd hit for the Chinooks. Pate Fullerton with the single to start off this 5th inning. Every inning, the Chinooks have reached base with their first guy.
Now, if we could just have more guys reach base.
Yeah, and string that together with the 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys that try and reach base, then you take strides into the game. When the Chinooks came back 8-2 to make it 8-7, they had 5 runs in that inning and 4 hits, including 1 error. And some of those hits were some big hits for sure. But drew some walks, had some really good at-bats, as that's fastball on the outside corner to Mason Corbett. Ground out to second base in the 3rd and the single in the 1st. Hit it hard to Cole Tate. Tate unable to make the play, and Pate Fullerton, little dolphin dive back into first base. 0-1 delivery, and poked up and out of play. Corbett disappointed with himself. He's going to have to battle with 0-2 strikes now, as he just missed that pitch. On deck, Jess Davis, 0 for 2 today. Ground ball double play and a ground out to the pitcher. Catcher setting up away, delivery, and going to foul that one off as well. Fullerton, the 3rd hit for the Chinooks, up the middle. Bucs won yesterday in Game 2, 7-4, and were out-hit 10-8, but still able to pull out the dub. Fastball off the plate. Fullerton getting an extra secondary. Have seen 1 stolen base in this game already, and it was Chad Castillo for the Bucs. Last inning, the top half. 1-2 delivery here to Corbett. Pick off to first, and safely sliding in as called by Tom Swoboda. Fullerton dove in, and it was very close at first base. Cannot afford to pick yourself off in this inning. Down 4 runs, every base runner matters. Shorter lead for Fullerton here. Delivery, and it's going to be low. 2-2 count. Finnell, you could read his lip. He said, "Oh my gosh," as if, how did that miss? But it was definitely low on the outside corner.
Yeah, Charney did a good job of pulling it back in, but it was just too low coming across for the umpire to call that.
2-2 pitch awaiting. Pick off to first, safely in again on the hard tag by Ryan Sullivan to Pate Fullerton's back. 2-2 count, Mason Corbett. Payoff pitch. Well off the plate as Cherney slides out. It'll be a full count, no outs here. Off the plate and all the way from an 0-2 count to a walk puts runners on first and second. Chinooks trying to just slowly get back in the ball game, down 4 runs. Corbett, again, as we mentioned, he leads the league in walks, and that is his 25th walk of the season. He's also reached safely in every game that he's started in, every 9-inning game that he started in this season. He's had a few 1 7-inning game where he did not. Bunt shown, pulled back off the plate, ball 1. Haven't seen a pitcher warm up just yet. It was Evan Taylor who walked down to the bullpen. Two University of Arkansas pitchers. Liam Henry, one of the starters. Bunt shown here again and laid down the first base side. Sullivan picks it up. He's not going to have a play at third, but he will get Jess Davis at first as Vandenbrake covers. One out of the inning brings up J. Paul Fullerton looking for 2 RBIs here. If he can get a base hit, hit something, lift something to the outfield, he's grounded out twice to first base. That's a big bunt by Jess Davis. Chinooks another opportunity with 1 out and runners in scoring position at second and third for Fullerton to produce a base hit. In the dirt, going to skip just to the left side of Cherney. He's able to corral it quickly, and Fullerton not able to advance on it. Would have taken an immediate reaction in order to have something close at the plate, and in this scenario, you don't go. Trust your hands of your left-handed hitting catcher. Off the plate, ball 2. Ethan English on deck. He's got 2 walks today, trying to keep the streak alive. 1 walk in this inning is the 5th walk from Fennell. The 2-0 delivery. Strike down the middle, taken by Fullerton. Thought it missed low. You got to lift something to the outfield and reach in, or an RBI in a run here. You'll take 1, you want 2. Ground ball up the middle and a kick save, and that's going to be a hit off of the leg of Fennell. So RBI single, and he actually saved it from going to the outfield. Hit right off of the back leg of Fennell. He kept it on the infield, which is what you want to do, but an RBI single will make it a 5-2 ball game. Can Ethan English maybe hit his 4th home run of the season, tie the ball game at 5 apiece? So the infield single. Chop to the left side and right to John Groth, head coach for the Chinooks. Patty McCormick out to give Scott Johnson some baseballs, and the 0-1 count with the runners on the corners. English will try and hit something high to the outfield, pick up an RBI sac fly with Mason Corbett 90 feet away as an insurance runner. Fennell just stepped off. I'm not sure why, but he pointed behind him. Fullerton at first. In the dirt, good block by Cherney. 2 hits in this inning for the Chinooks. Both Fullerton brothers. And J. Paul Fullerton able to bring in his brother for the 2nd run. 1-1 count, 1 out. Payoff pitch to Ethan English. Way inside, ball 2. English again, as we mentioned, 2 walks today. You'd like to see Hayden Keller come up with the bases loaded. He'd have to face a left-hander, though, likely, with Evan Taylor warming up. Left-hander out of University of Arkansas. Smash to left center field. If it's gone, we've got a tie ball game, and it is. It's a 5-5 ball game as Ethan English hits his 4th home run of the season. And what a job by J. Paul Fullerton to hit the RBI single. The 3rd and 4th runs are across, and Ethan English a few steps away from making it 5 apiece. 5th hit for the Chinooks in the inning. And who cares about the 2 walks before as Ethan English hits his 4th home run and team-leading 4th home run of the season to tie the game at 5 apiece. Hayden Keller up next here against Brett Fennell. What a swing, though, as the fastball from Brett Fennell has him rattled a little. He wants to switch the ball, tells Cherney to give home plate umpire Scott Johnston to switch out the ball. And that fastball nowhere close. You saw him try and just hum in a fastball to Hayden Keller. He's got the RBI double in his last at-bat. Smashes one to right center. That has a chance. And it's gone. Back-to-back home runs for your Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks. Hayden Keller wants a piece of it, and it gets out for his third home run. First fastball inside, and Hayden Keller puts the Chinooks up 6-5. They've got 5 runs here in the bottom of the 5th.
I don't know why pitchers think that switching out the ball is going to work, because it clearly wasn't the baseball.
Well, I'll take it because he wanted to switch out the ball. You get a new one, and that's going to bring out the coach. We'll pause for a moment. Evan Taylor warming up. We haven't seen a change just yet. Well, they will leave Fennel in to face Jack D'Amelio here. First pitch is a curveball in the outer half. Brandon Cody on deck. And Jack D'Amelio today, a strikeout looking in the second, a ground out to the pitcher in the 4th. And the dirt scooped up by Cherney. 1-1 count here, 1 out in the bottom of the 5th inning. Chinooks have completed the comeback early on. Evan Taylor still warming, the left-hander. And that pitch just missing low and away, a 2-1 count. Fennel has given up 4 hits in this inning, including 2 back-to-back bombs. And there's a strike on the corner, 2-2 count. See if Jack D'Amelio can take the fastball where it's pitched away and fight off an inside fastball here. Or take the outside fastball to right field. May even get a curveball. He does get one in the dirt. It'll work at full. Good take by Jack D'Amelio. Chinooks down in the hit category 8-6, but up in the run category 6-5. As Ethan English hits the 3-run home run, and then Hayden Keller the home run himself. Poking one foul down the right field line. Good swing by Jack D'Amelio. 9 hits this season. Can he pick up his 10th here? Three-two pitch for a second time will ensue. D'Amelio, the back of the box. And that's going to miss low. A walk for Jack D'Amelio will keep the inning alive. And that will be it for Brett Fennel as the Chinooks take the lead 6-5. We'll pause for a moment. Looks like Evan Taylor will be entering in. Evan Taylor will come in as he's going to relieve Brett Finnell. Taylor is making his 6th appearance, had 4 starts, but now is going to make his 2nd out of relief. First pitch way outside to Brandon Cody. Brett Finnell ends his 4 1/3 innings on the mound here, getting the start, and he'll leave with the loss at hand as it's 6-5, but Chinooks trying to add to their 5 runs here in the bottom of the 5th. That pitch going to miss low, and Evan Taylor has yet to find the strike zone. Taylor 17 2/3 innings on the mound. 13 of his 13 runs have been earned, and 16 hits given up, 14 walks, 26 strikeouts for Evan Taylor, 0-2 record. A 4th highest ERA on the team, 6.62. 2-0 delivery here to Brandon Cody. Off the plate, way out, it's a 3-0 count. Jack D'Amelio with the walk, and Brett Finnell ended up giving up 6 walks, 2 strikeouts, 6 hits, and so far 6 runs. A potential 7th run of Jack D'Amelio's on first. Chinooks trying to explode in this inning. The 3-0 delivery, way inside, 4-pitch walk to Brandon Cody. And the inning continues as the 9th batter of the inning comes up with Daniel Freeman, and Pate Fullerton moves up on deck. Again, it's 6-5, 8-6 in the hit category. And the Bucs are going to send another guy trotting down to the bullpen, which is Keaton Chase. University of Oregon freshman. The Oregon Duck will probably trot down and try and get loose. Runners on first and second here for Daniel Freeman. And the curveball that Evan Taylor tried to throw is ball 5 in a row.
Normally when a curveball misses up, it's just because it doesn't break. That one definitely broke. It was just way too high.
It was started at the mountain, and it broke down. 1-0 count. Pitch in the dirt, scooped up by Cherney, 6 straight balls. And Evan Taylor pretty rattled here. We'll pause for a moment as Cherney goes out for a conversation. No one warming in the bullpen for the Bucs. Meeting adjourned. Daniel Freeman in his last at bat. The line out to a diving catch of Castillo in left field that ended the 4th inning with Hayden Keller, the potential go-ahead run. And now the Chinooks have taken the lead 6-5 with 4 hits in this inning. 2 home runs, back-to-back home runs as well. Fastball upstairs, 3-0 count to Daniel Freeman, and it's ball 7 in a row. Taylor in jeopardy of walking to load the bases here, and he will. Fastball misses way out for ball 4. So we are back around to the top of the order as Pate Fullerton is up again. So the 5th inning continues. And now the Bucs will still not have anybody get going. And if I'm Pate Fullerton, I'm taking until I get a strike. You got a lefty-on-lefty matchup, and he's thrown 8 straight balls. Bases loaded. The pitch. Curveball well off the plate, ball 1. On deck, Mason Corbett. He will come around a second time in this inning, as has Pate Fullerton. This is Fullerton's 3rd at bat. He's got a walk and a single today. And if he draws another walk, it'll be an RBI walk at that. And that's his pitch right down the middle. First strike from Evan Taylor. 1-1 count, 1 out. And Keaton Chase is warming.
The Bucs may be in the same situation that the Pilots were in just a few days ago, where they just don't have enough.
That pitch runs inside and called strike 2 by Scott Johnson. A 1-2 count here as Fullerton will have to shake that pitch off. Arm side run from the left-hander. Got to put something in play. And correction, it's not Keaton Chase anymore, even though they did send him down. It is Aaron Brooks, the right-hander, sophomore at the University of Oklahoma. So we may see the Sooner momentarily. 1-2 pitch, got to put something in play. And the delivery. Curveball and called for strike 3 will get Fullerton looking, and it'll bring up Mason Corbett. Bases loaded here, and you got to find a way to get in a few of these guys. Second time today, Chinooks have struck out with the bases loaded. and runners in scoring position less than 2 outs. D'Amelio at third, the walk. Brandon Cody at second, the walk. Daniel Freeman at first, the walk. And the first pitch here to Corbett. Curveball that falls upstairs for ball 1. Corbett walked in the 5th. 2 walks and a strikeout so far for Evan Taylor. Poked foul down the third base line. Watch your lips, Coach Groth, as it goes underneath him. 1-1 count, 2 outs. Corbett looking for a base hit to left field, trying to take it where it's pitched. The 1-1 delivery. And poked down the left field line, tailing away from Castillo in the left-hander's batter's box. And it gets out. 1-2 count here for Corbett. He'll have to put something in play, try and fight with 2 strikes against him. Evan Taylor has settled in since giving up 2 walks. Got the strikeout to get Pate Fullerton looking for his first out and trying to leave the bases stranded, but Mason Corbett trying to think otherwise and produce a base hit. The 1-2 delivery. Hit to left field. It's a base hit. They're going to wave around the speedy Brandon Cody. 1 run is in. They're going to move Daniel Freeman to third, and what a heads-up play by Daniel Freeman as he saw the throw from Castillo to second base, and he chose to move up to third. Man, you said it last game as 2 runs come in, make it an 8-5 lead, and Chinooks had put up 7 here on the 2-run single from Corbett. But you said Daniel Freeman is one of the smartest base runners that you have ever seen play baseball, and he proves it right there, moving up to third.
Yeah, he does. That throw, as soon as it left the hand of the left fielder, Freeman took off for third, knowing that there was no way they were going to get him from the second baseman's hand. That's a brilliant play and puts him 90 feet away from scoring yet another run.
Well, that's what the Chinooks had to do. Fastball strike 1 to Jess Davis down the middle, and you had to lengthen that lead. The Bucs have been very good at coming back. You know, they're not done yet. They scored 4 in the top of the 5th. You've scored 7 in the bottom half of this inning, and you're still 1 hit shy of the 8 for the Bucs. Curveball breaks off the plate. J. Paul Fullerton waiting for a second at bat of the inning. Had the RBI single. Ricocheted off the foot of Fennell. And so Fennell giving up 7 runs today. Hit up the middle, right into the glove of the pitcher. Evan Taylor makes a great play to rob Jess Davis of a hit, but the Chinooks get 7 runs, including a 2-run single from Mason Corbett, a 3-run home run from Ethan English, and a home run from Hayden Keller. So when we come back, it is 8-5 as the Chinooks lead by 3 going into the top of the 6th inning. You're listening to Chinooks Baseball. Well, the Chinooks pick up 7 runs in the 5th, and the first pitch here to Borfin, who doubled and scored the 2nd run of the ball game for the Bucs back in the 5th. He is up again against Justin Fox, who came in and got 1 fly out to center. And he'll swing in a fastball up high, and that'll be strike 2. 0-2 count, no outs. Chinooks had 2 back-to-back home runs last inning from from Hayden Keller and Ethan English. And just going to foul it off. 0-2 curveball. Defensive swing there by Borfin. It's Borfin, Barrera, and Castillo. Barrera, the top of the order, coming back around for a 4th time.
And between the two teams in that 5th inning, there were 21 different plate appearances.
Hit hard to center. Jess Davis going to let it fall in front of him, and he'll grab it. An 0-2 pitch, fastball down the middle, and not the spot you want to hit for the reliever, Justin Fox. He'll try and get a double play from Isaac Barrera, though, who's got great speed. Tonight, sack bunt in the 5th, a fly out to third base in the 3rd, and then the triple and the run scored in the 1st. Got to find a way to put up a 0 after scoring 7 in the last inning. You cannot afford to give up any runs. Runner not going, poked down the left field line, foul. Patty McCormick out a 2nd time to give home plate umpire some baseballs. Trying to get a little louder and get him to wave back at us, but he hasn't yet heard us. 9 hits for the Bucs, 7 for the Chinooks, and the Chinooks lead by 3. Great stag by the catcher, J. Paul Fullerton, well inside. Justin Fox, or Foxy, as the team likes to call him. Coming out of Trinity University in San Antonio, Texas. Hit hard, base hit up the middle. Runners on 1st and 2nd, as Davis will field it and brings up Chad Castillo today, 3 for 3, RBI single in the 5th, single in the 3rd, RBI double in the 1st. And not the starts you want to see for the Chinooks.
Chris Beck just motioned to the bullpen to tell him to get somebody loose, but I couldn't quite see what he was motioning for. I believe it's Hannes Kindrake.
And if Hannes goes out and throws his fastball and can really just zing it by these guys, they've got no chance in hitting them. Popped up on the left side, out of play. Well, Castillo is due for an out here. I mean, he's got a stolen base today, a run scored, RBI single. He's got an RBI single, a regular single, and an RBI double.
He's having quite the day at the office.
Yeah, let's just see if he can ground into a double play here. He'll hit one right to the glove of Daniel Freeman, and they'll double up Isaac Barrera. That one not getting over the head of the 6'5" Daniel Freeman at first base, and that is huge for the Chinooks.
Well, he didn't ground into a double play, but a line out will work just the same.
You line into a double play, you'll take it.
So that'll be scored a 3-3 double play.
Brings up Blake Paw. Chinooks have a chance to get out of this inning unscathed. May see Kindrake in the next inning for the 7th. Ground ball 3rd. It's going to get through. They're going to bring in, wave around the runner. Hayden Keller going to throw it home. Is it going to get in time? Close tag, and he's safe. So an RBI single by Blake Paw to bring in the speedy Brad. Well, you know that Blake Paw is Deadpool. So we've seen him shift some, but unfortunately does not shift there. And out of reach of Pate Fullerton, hit hard. Paw not a stolen base threat. Ball in the dirt, kept in front by Fullerton. Janie Rogers has scored a run today, though. One-0 delivery. Runner goes. The throw down to second. He should be out, and he will be. Doesn't even make it to second on the slide. And a throw out, the 6th throw out of the season for J. Paul Fullerton. It's 8-6. Chinooks give up 1 on the RBI single from Blake Paw, but we're going to the bottom of the 6th. Chinooks look to get it back and carry their streak of 8 runs in the last 2 innings, 1 in the 4th, 7 in the 5th, and trying to add on to it to their 2-run lead as we go to the bottom of the 6th. You're listening to Chinooks Baseball. J. Paul Fullerton to lead us off here, the bottom of the 6th. And the fastball misses low from Spencer Long. Spencer Long, the third pitcher into the game for the Bucs. Evan Taylor relieved last inning, couldn't get it in, and that one's going to ricochet back and shake the camera. As Ethan English, a home run king right now for the Chinooks, will be up next. One count with a windup, and that pitch missing off the plate. Tried to go change up away, doesn't hit. Big swing and a miss, foul tipped. 2-2 count, no outs. This may be Spencer Long's first outing. Don't have him in the stat book. As that pitch is away, full count, no outs will ensue here as the Chinooks try and keep their streak alive of having the first guy reach in every inning so far this ball game. And they lead 8-6. Gave up one in the top half inning. They are trying to get that run back. Wind up and pitch. Big swing and a miss. Strike 3 for Spencer Long to get J. Paul Fullerton.
This is Long's first outing in the ABL. He did replace a player, though, I think.
Yeah, Aaron Brooks.
Aaron Brooks was on the roster at number 17, so it looks like he may have just gotten here recently, and this is his first appearance.
Yeah, he's coming out of El Camino Community College. And Ethan English, who had the 3-run home run to tie the ballgame at 5 each in the 5th, is up next. Curveball first pitch, low and away, ball 1. He is 1 for 1 today, the 3 RBI home run, and 2 walks. Has scored 2 times today. Curveball, chopped to the third baseman. Borfin, backhand. Throw to first, in the air, right on target. So, first 2 guys go down on a strikeout and the ground out to third. We'll bring up Hayden Keller. He had the walk in the second, RBI double in the 4th, and the solo back-to-back home run to make it a 6-5 ball game. And now the Chinooks kept going after that. It's 8-6. And they're trying to see if Hayden Keller can get you another. He'll take strike 1 down the middle.
Well, for a first appearance in the league, this isn't too bad for Spencer Long.
No, we'll likely see him the next few innings as well. 1-1 count as the off-speed misses away. Hannes Kindreich still warming in the bullpen for the Chinooks. And scooped up by Cherney. Keller fouling one back. That'll put Jack D'Amelio on a trot over to retrieve the ball. 2's across the board, 2-2 count, 2 outs. Curveball, ground ball hit to Cole Tate. Fields and the throw to first, and 3 up, 3 down go the Chinooks for the second time today since the first inning. And they still lead by 2. It's 8-6. First time they haven't scored in the last 3 innings. When we come back, it'll be the 4-5-6 of Cheney Rogers, Ryan Sullivan, and Cole Tate facing off against Hannes Kindreich. Cheney Rogers will be up next to face Hannes Kindreich. Kindreich, third pitcher for the Chinooks. Michael Barker started, and then Justin Fox came in to relieve. Fastball and strike one inside. Cheney Rogers just puts his head down like he couldn't believe it was a strike. J. Paul Fullerton set up away, but the pitch was definitely across the plate. And that pitch poked into left field, going back Hayden Keller. He's got a long run. He's coasting with it, and it's going to go off his glove. So that'll be an error by Hayden Keller, and he has really struggled in the outfield these last few games. So puts on Cheney Rogers. Chinooks up by 2. It's 8-6, but you can't have that. You got to get to the spot. You don't want to coast with it. You got to run back, sprint hard, and get underneath it. And Keller just dropping one there. Brings up Ryan Sullivan. Especially this late in the ball game, every moment matters. See if Hannes Kindreich can pitch around it. The leadoff error. And the pitch upstairs, ball one to Ryan Sullivan. Sullivan again, the junior at Gonzaga University. Today, RBI single in the 5th. But then again, it feels like who didn't hit an RBI single in the 5th for the Bucs? They had 3 straight of them and 4 in that inning of RBI singles. Curveball away. J. Paul Fullerton slides over. It'll be a 2-0 count, no outs. Colt Tate on deck. He had the RBI single as well. Justin Vanderbeek behind him, the RBI single. And Tyler O'Clair warming in the bullpen. Big swing and a miss by Sullivan. He was trying to tie this ball game up. Sullivan had the 3-run home run against the Chinooks the last time these two teams fared off. Chinooks again tomorrow travel out to Palmer to face the Matsu Miners. Are 1-1 at Herman Brothers Field. 2-1 pitch from Kindreich. Poked up and out of play. If I'm Kindreich, I'm trying to jam a fastball low and inside here. You got first base open to deal with, but you got a 2-2 count. You don't want to slow it down for Sullivan. Had to sit back on the curveball last time, the RBI single. I think you want to go fastball again. Kindreich's best pitch is his fastball. Not sure he'd say that. Curveball instead, poked to right field. Brandon Cody coming in, will make the grab, and it's hit shallow on the transfer. The out is still made as he dropped it on the transfer. And so 1 out still. Cody tried to transfer it quickly, and first base umpire Tom Swoboda all over it to make the call. Ryan Sullivan, well, what do I know, as Kindreich did throw the curveball low and away, and Sullivan just poking it to right field. So Chris Beck calling the signals to J. Paul Fullerton in relay, and if he sees it, he's the pitching coach. I'm not. That's what I thought was going to come, and I was wrong. Happens to the best of us, right, Wyatt?
It does.
Colt Tate up next. RBI single in the 6th. And the first pitch for him is low and away. Inning started with the leadoff fly ball to a deep left field. Hayden Keller got a glove on it, but it bounced in and out for a error, second error today by the Chinooks. Inside, way inside, 2-0 count. And I got to believe that if Kindreich walks Colt Tate here or gets into any type of trouble, Tyler O'Clair's coming in.
Yeah, O'Clair's really transitioned into kind of a closer role. He was a starter for a while, but he did so well in the closer role the other day that they just have kept him there. I think he's having fun with it.
Well, you really only need 4 starters at this point right here. Inside move by Hannes Kindreich will clear the back of the rubber because of the fact that you've got off days in between your 4 starts. There's no there is not a series again for the Chinooks where they go 5 straight days. So
There is a series where they go 5 straight games, but that's because of a doubleheader.
yeah, and usually that other doubleheader day, as this is a 3-0 count here to Colts 8, that other game for the doubleheader usually isn't taken by Tyler O'Clair anymore. It's Corbin Barker or Brian Cardone actually got the start the other day on Sunday. 3-0 count here to Colts 8. Delivery. And just missing low, a 4-pitch walk to Colts 8 will put the tying run at first base. Brings up Justin Vandenbrink.
The Chinooks will be playing 5 games in a row this week, but 2 of those are the Scout Showcase, so those games don't count towards the ABL standings, and everybody's kind of just going to get innings here and there so that
yeah, they even call in who's going to go in what inning and all this stuff.
Yeah.
Like, especially for the position players, they're like, all right, I'll go in. I'll go in right in this inning, and you can go in this inning. We'll just switch out, play whatever positions. Preferably, I think you should play your position, but I know that sometimes they don't do that. Vandenbrink today, RBI single in the 5th, his only hit, he's 1 for 3. Colts 8 at first, Ryan Sullivan flew out to right, and Cheney Rogers is at second. A ground ball double play gets the Chinooks out of the 7th inning. 0-1 pitch. Curved ball falls upstairs for ball 1. Wind still blowing out to right field. Kendrike, an 8.50 ERA this season, making his 12th appearance. Most appearances for the Chinooks this season. His second year down here in the ABL. Big lead by Rogers at second base. And the delivery. And going to be fouled back. A 1-2 count. Good pitch by Kendrike. Chinooks will look for a rollover from Vandenbrink. Or try and just get a double play any way they can. We've seen one double play today, and it was for the Chinooks. I mean, it was Daniel Freeman who leaped up, made the catch, robbed Chad Castillo of a base hit, and stepped on first to double up Isaac Barrera. The 1-2 delivery. Curveball. Strike 3 will get him swinging. Out number 2. Brings up Victor Cherney, 0 for 3 today. A line out to center and a fly out to center, as well as a line out to the shortstop. 1 strikeout for Kendrike, and he's trying to strand the runners at first and second, as the tying run is at first base in Colts 8, who walked, and Cheney Rogers, the error from the left fielder. Cherney's first pitch, a little off the plate. One of the fans is over here yelling swing after every pitch. One of those taunters, hey, about a swing.
And it must have worked for Vandenbrink because he said it right as he swung under that last fastball.
That's true. But then again, strike there. He's going to be doubled up. The throw to third. Can they lay down the tag? And he's going to be advancing home. And Colts 8 will move over to third. Hannes Kendrike not going to be covering. And because of an error from Mason Corbett, it's 8-7. Chinooks are now down to run. They had him dead to rights at third. And it just happened to go right off the top of the glove of Jack D'Amelio on the throw over from Mason Corbett. That's his 11th error this season. So now the potential tying run, 90 feet away, and it's up to Victor Cherney here. 1-1 count, 2 outs. An unearned run there. Ground ball to second base. Corbett fields the throw to first. Chinooks give up a run, but they are able to get out of the jam. An unearned run for Hannes Kendrike, and it's 8-7 as we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Chinooks try and get it back. They will have Jack D'Amelio to lead off, Brandon Cody and Daniel Freeman following when we come back. Jack D'Amelio to lead us off here as the Chinooks still have the 8-7 lead. Chopper right back on the first pitch, and he'll flip it to first base. Jack D'Amelio out to lead off the 7th inning. Chinooks gave up. Go ahead.
That's the second time he's grounded out to the pitcher in exactly the same spot today.
Yeah, and Spencer Long's having a great day today so far after coming in his first appearance to the El Camino Community College player and right-handed reliever. Came up and replaced Aaron Brooks. Curveball well off the plate to Brandon Cody. Cody a walk in his last at bat, fly out to right field in the second, and strike out looking for out number 2 in the fourth. And that's called for strike one. Chinooks gave up an unearned run in the top half of the inning. They have not been able to stop the Bucs from scoring the last few innings. That pitch missing in. 1 in the first, 4 in the fifth, 1 in the last 2 innings as well in the 6th and 7th to make it 8-7. Chinooks still with the 1-run lead. They're trying to get another here. Hit hard to right center field, and Brandon Cody with the 8th hit for the Chinooks. Brandon Cody hustling in. Can he make it there? And he'll slide, and he's safe. Brandon Cody turns a single into a 1-out double here for the Chinooks. Stacy Dunbar on the call. Throw was high from Isaac Barrera. Kind of took him a while to try and get it in, and Brandon Cody able to hustle around and force some action to get to second base. That's a huge play.
Yeah, that's the kind of aggressive base running that Brandon Cody's really trying to get himself to learn this summer even better than he has in the past, and he's been doing it pretty well all year.
Daniel Freeman up next. He walked in his last at bat. He'll poke one hard to right field. If it stays in, Blake Paul looks to be under it. He'll catch it a step in fair territory. Try and throw him over to third, but it'll be cut off by Cole Tate, the shortstop. So an insurance runner to advance the lead back to 2 is 90 feet away at third base.
If Cody hadn't taken second on that long single, he'd still be at first base because there's no way you're tagging at second. So that aggressive base running has given him 2 bases now.
Fullerton, big swing there. He struck out looking back in the 5th. In his second at bat of the 5th inning. Did have a single to lead off that inning, scored a run, courtesy of his brother hitting him in, and walked in the 3rd. That pitch called strike 2 on the outside corner. He'll have to battle with an 0-2 count, try and put something in play here with Brandon Cody 90 feet away as a potential 9th run. That pitch is off the plate as Cherney set up away. Good call by the home plate umpire, Scott Johnston. Just trying to get Pate Fullerton to chase. Big swing and a miss. Strike 3. Brandon Cody stranded off of the 1-out double. And Tyler O'Clair looks like he'll be coming in. Try and close out this game for the 8th and 9th. It's 8-7. Chinooks lead by a run. They're looking for a quick inning here as it'll be 9-1-2. Borfin, Barrera, and Castillo facing off against Tyler O'Clair when we come back. Chinooks still lead by a run. It is 8-7 as we go into the final 2 innings. Tyler O'Clair in to pitch in relief for Hannes Kindreich. Fastball upstairs, ball 1 to the right-hander Braxton Borfin. A single and double in his last 2 at-bats. Unearned run given up last inning. 2 errors by the Chinooks defense. And O'Clair needs to find the zone here. He's worked a 2-0 count here against the right-hander Borfin.
It's safe to assume that the pitching staff for the Chinooks are looking for O'Clair to finish this game. Usually when he comes in this situation, he is it.
Well, he's definitely the guy you want to have in the game. He gets a strike in there, 2-1 count, no outs. And the first out's always the biggest out. Got to get the first guy. And a check swing there. 3-1 count. Three-one count, no outs, 8-7 the score. Trying to get Braxton Borfin out here. And a 5-pitch walk will put on the potential tying run. Not what you want to see from O'Clair to start off this outing. Because now I guarantee you Isaac Barrera is going to be bunting to try and put Chad Castillo to the plate, who's hit the ball hard 4 times today.
I think you're right, and I think that the Chinooks have noticed that as the corners are playing a little bit in here.
Yeah, other than Daniel Freeman at first base because he's got to hold on the runner. They are trying to. Not shown, and pitch missing inside.
Well, we've got a second. I would like to show a picture here. It's baseball card night at the ballpark, and the Chinooks players and Josh and I even got a set. And the coaches, everybody got a set of baseball cards with all of our teammates on them, and our commentators, and our announcer, and our coaches, and everybody involved with Chinooks. And the first few fans here, I don't know how many they had, but the first fans here had got a set of baseball cards. So
they did, yeah, courtesy of Ted Manolis.
Yep.
Who actually flew us around in a train or in a plane. Can't fly someone in a train.
Not for long, you can't.
No, but in a plane for sure, and that was a fun experience for everybody involved. For the first 45 minutes for me, and then I started getting a headache, but all the same, it was a blast. 1-1 count here, runner at first. A double play helps the Chinooks tremendously against Isaac Barrera. Pick off to first, safely sliding in is Borfin. Had the walk on 5 pitches on the first batter for Tyler O'Clair, and now a right-hander warming up is Ethan English for the Chinooks. We may even see him in the bottom of the 9th inning. Or top of the 9th inning, excuse me. Runner not going. Ground ball to second. This could be 2. The flip is to bobbled, and no, it's going to get by him. Error by Mason Corbett puts runners on the corners, and just like that, that is the second error for Mason Corbett, and the tying run is now 90 feet away. That is the 4th error by the Chinooks today. And that is Corbett's 12th error this season. He's got 2 in this game. It looked surely like you were going to get the easy out at second base. I'm not sure what happened. Now you got to get the double play if it's hit your way. But you got to find a way to get Chad Castillo out.
So the infield will probably have to play in here. Try and protect his lead.
Chinooks did the hard part of coming back with 7 runs in that 5th inning, but have not been able to bring in anybody else, and have not been able to keep the 2 runs of the last few innings, and now tie ball games knocking on the door with Borfin at third base. The leadoff walk from O'Clair, and then the error from Mason Corbett. O'Clair will step off, 0-1 count here to Chad Castillo. Best case scenario, double play again at first base in the air to double up Isaac Barrera, and then the Chinooks get 1 more out against Blake Paw, and they're golden. It's very difficult right here. Popped up into left field. Hayden Keller coming in on it, and he's going to have a play at the plate. He'll field it. Throw is to home. Will it be in time? It'll be caught. The tag is applied. He's out at home. Borfin called out. And now And I agree with him. I think that's a bad call. I thought he was safe sliding in. Good tag. Borfin slid in, home, popped up, and third base coach wanted an explanation. And that's one of the best things that could happen for the Chinooks. But no challenge by the third base coach.
Third base coach stepped in a little bit, and it looks like the manager's got some words from the dugout here.
And actually, no, he's gone. Whoever is talking, I believe that's Borfin, just got tossed.
I believe that's the first ejection we've seen. And now we're going to have, they're still going to be talking. But it looked like the ball definitely got in first.
And now the third base coach is going to come over. I believe that is the head coach of Grant Palmer, who's going to have an argument with the home plate umpire here. Wants to know why his player just got tossed. And frankly, I thought he was safe sliding into home. I thought that the throw was pretty good by Hayden Keller. It was right on the money. But Braxton Borfin slid in directly into home. Granted, the tag, we can't see the tag from where we're at.
Right, that's what I was going to say.
We can't see the tag.
The ball definitely passed the runner before it got to the plate. But from our angle, we can't tell if he was tagged or if he wasn't.
Well, and here's the thing is, I'm not sure that Scott Johnson could have.
I think
he
had the same angle we did.
I think he did. He was standing back here towards us, looking right at the throw, but he definitely had a little bit better of a look than we did because we're behind home plate. We can't see directly where that is, the tag, because J. Paul Fullerton had his back to us when he caught it. But all the same, third base coach comes over, and he immediately threw up his hands on the play, thought his guy was safe. And I heard him say stuff, but I heard him. I know he said words, but I couldn't tell what he said. And it's almost like I thought he said, "What are you doing?" as into Borfin, who slid straight into home instead of like sliding to the front half of home instead of the back half. I think he would have been safe. But you got to check and make sure the guy leaves. And Scott Johnson's going to let it go now. So best case scenario for Chinooks, they throw out a guy, catch him out, throw him out for 2 outs here on the double play.
So we'll have to figure out next half who that was tossed. It might have been Borfin.
Pick off the first, and, I'd be shocked if it isn't. I promise you we will figure it out in the next half, and I can see the number right now. It's Shane Marshall. Smashed to left field, and Blake Paw, a long foul home run, and it is Shane Marshall. He's walking down and going to sit inside of the little turtle, the little batting cage where the Chinooks took BP. He's going to watch from there.
This is a bizarre scene today.
Well, you cannot give Blake Paul anything he can hit here. Pate Fullerton shifting him in the left side. Isaac Barrera safely sliding in. But also you don't want to put the tying run in scoring position again. You just got out of it with that. And, do you walk him and then face Cheney Rogers, who's 0 for 4 today? I don't think you do that. I think you have to face Paw, and he'll pop one up and out of play on the right side. 0-2 count, you're way ahead. You have to throw something well off the plate, try and get Blake Paw to strike out. As you mentioned, he's got 25 strikeouts, I believe is what you said. Maybe 28 is what you said, of strikeouts this season. Trying to find that statistic.
It is 28 strikeouts.
28, yes.
7 home runs. So.
Well, 29th could be huge for the Chinooks, and a pickoff attempt again. Isaac Barrera does run well, and he'll likely be on the move here, 0-2 count, knowing some type of off-speed might be coming. But then again, Eau Claire, he likes his fastball. If he can hammer a fastball inside here against Blake Paw, you got a chance. Delivery. Went fastball way out. J. Paul Fullerton setting up away. 1-2 count, 2 outs.
If you can get light contact on this, too, it's likely an out, as he's only hitting .231, even with the power that he's got.
Barrera hands on his knees, likely not going. He's not. Curveball, strike 3, gets Blake Paw. 29th strikeout, and the Chinooks avoid the damage and able to get around the error. It's 8-7. We're going the distance. Chinooks try to add in the bottom of the 8th inning to their 1-run lead. Mason Corbett will pop up and out of play on the first pitch. He's facing Keaton Chase into pitch. Chinooks avoid disaster with a questionable strike him out, throw him out. The Oilers won tonight 3-2 against the Pilots down in Anchorage. And will face off against the Pilots tomorrow as well. Chinooks trying to take a 2-game winning streak and make it a 3-game winning streak tonight. They've got the advantage 8-7, need 3 outs in the top of the 9th inning. And it'll be Cheney, Rogers, Ryan Sullivan, Cole Tate. The 3 batters will face off against Tyler O'Clair. Next pitch from Chase. Swung on and hit into left center field. Isaac Barrera on the move. He looks like he's underneath it. Will reach up and make the grab. So a fly out to center opens us up. Jess Davis up next. Got robbed on a line out to the pitcher in the 5th. Evan Taylor came in, and it looked as if Chinooks were going to get another run across, maybe 2, and Jess Davis got robbed as he just flung out his glove. If he's a right-handed pitcher, that's for sure through. Davis due for a hit. He's got a sac bunt in the ballgame. Pitch missing low, ball 1. I got to commend Scott Johnson. He's done a great job today. Been consistent for both sides. He may have missed 1 here, 1 there, but overall been very good. Hasn't been missing close pitches. That's going to be strike 1. 1-1 count, 1 out. Keaton Chase this season, 3rd best ERA, 2.40 ERA, making his 8th appearance, 15 innings, 5 hits, given up 4 runs, 8 walks, 14 strikeouts. Big swing there from Jess Davis as he chases low and in the dirt. 1-2 count, 1 out. Got to put something in play here for Davis. Use his speed to his advantage. Try and beat something out. At first, I thought he was going to try and lay down a bunt. Just get something going. This is not a game the Chinooks want to go into extra innings. And just going to spoil it to the left side, and it's going to get out of play. Borfin went over to the third base side. J. Paul Fullerton on deck, 3rd batter up in this inning. Davis had his first home run of the season last week. I was at Anchorage, and ball got out in a hurry. Chinooks still lost that game to the Bucs, but all the same, it was a great swing by Jess Davis, and he got on the board in the home run column. 1-2 delivery. In the dirt, good block by Cherney. Victor's done a great job behind the plate today.
Both of the catchers here have done a phenomenal job blocking up balls and even framing pitches pretty well.
Well, you know how they say it's, as that's capped foul, you know how they say it's been a pitcher's day? Oh, this has been a catcher's day. They've really kept it in front. J. Paul Fullerton will trot over, get the foul ball, but have not allowed any pass balls, wild pitches to hurt them today. It's just been 4 errors by the Chinooks, and somehow they're still winning this game. It's 8-7. And only 3 outs left against the Bucs. Curveball misses up, a full count to Jess Davis.
They have had 4 errors on the day, but they've also had some luck and some incredible plays with Hayden Keller gunning Borfin at the plate and the double up at first base by Daniel Freeman. And they've had some good plays to mop up what they've left for themselves.
And going to be capped right off the front of his foot. That's why he wears a shoulder guard, or excuse me, a ankle guard. And I mean, they have those full. I mean, you look like Iron Man these days in the MLB with these elbow guards, shoulder guards. I mean, just show up in a full-body suit sometimes, why don't you? But a full count ensuing here for Jess Davis, 1 out, 8-7 ball game. Chinooks trying to add a few more runs across, try and get some runners on base against Keaton Chase, who's been great against the Chinooks this season. Payoff pitch. And going to be fouled back our direction, as J. Paul Fullerton will get in his exercise, come over and retrieve it again.
As if he hasn't done enough already today.
Right, just trying to get him going. It looks like Dylan Gardner might come in actually to play second base as a defensive replacement for the next inning for Mason Corbett. Full count and a good changeup on the corner. Got Jess Davis swinging for out number 2.
It was a strikeout, but that is a good at-bat by Jess Davis, fouling off 5 pitches and seeing 10 of them from Keaton Chase. Try and get in his head a little bit and make him rethink his strategy here after having to throw 10 pitches to the last guy.
Yeah, what guy thinks I'm going to throw a changeup here with the full count? He's not going to be ready for it because he's got to make the pitch. You tip your cap to him if he makes the pitch. If he doesn't, you're standing on first base. Curveball doesn't break. It'll be upstairs, ball 1.
The Chinooks have done well lately of making the other team make plays. And when you do that, you're going to win a lot of baseball games.
J. Paul Fullerton picked up his 20th RBI earlier, and Hayden Keller as well today has just blown things out of proportion with an RBI double and a home run. They both came in with 19 RBIs, and now Hayden Keller has 21, and J. Paul Fullerton has 20. It was 1 run in the 4th, 7 in the 5th. Chinooks haven't scored since, and they lead by a run. Poked up and out of play. Good fastball inside by Keaton Chase. 1-2 count, 2 outs. Ethan English would like another crack at things. Grounded out for the first time that he was recorded out today. That was back in his first at bat in the 6th inning. But other than that, 3-run home run that has really impacted this game. We will likely talk with him after this game if the Chinooks win 8-7. Check swing, and that's going to be a ball way inside. 2-2 count, 2 outs. J. Paul Fullerton will wait for a next pitch. Two's across the board. Fullerton trying to hit something hard. He will hit one down the left field line, and is it going to get out of reach? It will. That's going to be extra bases. Fullerton, the 2-out double to put himself in scoring position for Ethan English. Just taking one the opposite way. And so Fullerton with the 2-out double brings up English. Chinooks ain't done yet. They're trying to get in an insurance run, and they need one against the Bucs. You never know. Keaton Chase is the guy to go to right now, other than Colton Rendon for their team. I mean, Chase has done very well. Again, I mentioned he's the 3rd lowest ERA on their team.
And if you weren't watching yesterday, Jackson Beck mentioned that as that's up and in, the Bucs are number 5 ranked summer ball team in collegiate summer ball in the country right now. And the top 3 teams were in the Cape Cod League, which is universally known as the best.
As the
in
best,
the world.
yeah. I mean, very few people would say it's not. Check swing didn't go around. A 2-0 count, 2 outs. Rendon trying to work in a low curveball, maybe even a slider type action. Had a tighter break, but it does not. Hayden Keller on deck. You'd like to try and get it to him with Ethan English. If he can trade places with J. Paul Fullerton, bring in an insurance runner, make it 9-7. That's a good fastball outside, and it'll be strike 1. 2-1 count, 2 outs. English awaiting a payoff pitch. I think you go right back to the fastball here against English. Delivery. He tried to, and it just missed off the plate. 3-1 count. English will be looking for one pitch only here, and it's got to be a fastball in his wheelhouse that he can try and make it a multi-home run game. Pick up 5 RBIs, 2 home runs, and push himself into second place in the ABL. Take a big swing, full count, 2 outs. Chase the high fastball, and now anything's up in the game to throw. You got first base open, but you don't want to face Hayden Keller. I mean, you definitely don't want to do that. You've already got 1 strikeout in the inning. And let's see if Chase can either walk him or give up a big hit. 3-2 payoff pitch. Delivery. Big swing and a miss. Strike 3. J. Paul Fullerton the double, but all the same, Chinooks lead it 8-7. They need 3 outs to win it outright as we go to the top of the 9th inning. We'll be back in a moment. You're listening to Chinooks Baseball. Well, Dylan Gardner will come in to play second base and relieve Mason Corbett, as first pitch is strike one to Cheney Rogers. And Cheney Rogers, no stranger to Tyler O'Clair, had the walk-off 2-run bomb against him, and hopefully the Chinooks don't give one up here. It's 8-7. The pitch is going to be a hit-by-pitch inside as the fastball runs in, and now the tying run will put Cheney Rogers on to open up this 9th inning. Double play in order, but Ryan Sullivan will be up next. First hit by pitch of the day for either team.
That is the first one. I don't know that we've had a game where we've gotten 9 innings in without a hit by pitch up here.
It's very rare, and Pate Fullerton going to shade to the left side. He's well out of double play depth, and so he's going to have to throw it over to second base as Rogers takes the hit by pitch.
Come to think of it, I'm not sure we had one in the last game.
First pitch here upstairs to the tall in stature, right-handed hitting Sullivan. Sullivan, 287 hitter, 5 home runs this season. Blake Paw, 7 home runs this season, leading all in the ABL. Runner not going, pitch and fouled out of play. I keep checking on Shane Marshall out at the to see if he's still out there, and I can't see him anymore. May have actually walked back into the dugout, which is technically not allowed, but all the same, it's an ABL game. 1-1 count, no outs. Curveball, strike 2 will catch him looking. So we'll see if Sullivan can ground into a double play here. And if I'm Fullerton, I'm not shading that much to the third base side. But what do I know? I'm trying to stay in double play position because if a ball squeaks through the middle, then the runner, Cheney Rogers, is moving first to third. Runner not going. Curveball popped up and out of play. No outs here. Rogers reached by the hit by pitch. A double play will get Cole Tate to the plate with 2 outs, and the Bucs down to their last out. Chinooks have got to try and get a win here, as they're fighting for 4th place, and the Oilers won today. Oilers 12-19 now. Chinooks 9-19. Runner not going. Delivery, and strike 3 will get him looking, as he definitely buckled a little bit. Thought it was going to be a curveball. Strike 3 right on the inside corner. And what a pitch by Tyler Auclair. The slinky. He'll get one in there.
Ryan Sullivan still jawing at the umpire all the way back to the dugout. I think he's done now, but he got his 2 cents in.
He did, and it started out like it's just a normal, casual conversation. And then after that, he got a little bit more upset as the crowd continued to cheer louder and louder. Rogers with a little speed. Will he try and go? Fastball hit up the middle, base hit. They're going to try and send Rogers to third. The throw is going to be by Jess Davis to third base. Will it be in time? No, and both runners move up. And in that case, I think, I was surprised Rogers took off to third, but I feel like Jess Davis should have just gotten it up to second base. Yeah. You keep the double play in order as Cole Tate singles there, and Justin Vanderbrake, who's only got the RBI single today, is 1 for 4 with a strikeout in his last at bat. You think about that. We'll pause for a moment. Chris Beck out for a conversation with Tyler Auclair. Well, we are back and in action, ready to go again. As runners are on second and third, the go-ahead run at second base, the tying run at third of Cheney Rogers. Cole Tate the single, hit by pitch for Cheney Rogers, and a strikeout against Ryan Sullivan. Can he get Justin Vanderbrake here? It's an 8-7 ball game. First pitch, swung on, foul tipped. Vanderbrake struck out swinging in his last at bat against Hannes Kindreich. And it's it's Cherney and Borfin, the next 2 batters afterwards. You're trying to get a big strikeout here and in this ball game in the top of the 9th inning. Delivery. Big swing and a miss and a defensive swing. Great block by Fullerton as Vanderbrake wanted no part of that pitch. He just swung very carelessly through it. Tried to hold up but couldn't.
They likely give him nothing to hit for the next 4 pitches and see what happens with 1 out. Putting him on base wouldn't be the worst thing, but see if we can get him to chase something here.
Yeah, and if you're Fullerton, you gotta keep everything in front. 0-2 count, 1 out. Infield is in. Delivery. Curveball, well off the plate, ball 1. You can hear the hey bada badas in the background. That's why I paused for a moment. I wanted to see if they were still doing it. Vanderbrake, the next pitch to Vanderbrake. Off the plate, ball 2. 2-2 count, 1 out. And I would be shocked if Tyler Auclair does not try and bust a fastball inside here. With the infield in, if it struck out Sullivan with a check swing, it has a chance to get Vanderbrake here and get it to Victor Cherney with 2 outs. And can send the infield back, take a deep breath, actually breathe again. 2-2 delivery. Pitch missed low, full count awaiting. So you got to try and work in a strike. 3-2 count, 1 out. Got to find a way to get an out here. Cannot afford a walk. And the delivery. Poked out of play, went fastball down the middle. And Vanderbrake knew it was coming. If you can get another one in there and try and maybe work a curveball in because you've got first base open, doesn't necessarily harm you, and it sets up a double play.
We saw Keaton Chase do it last half, throw a changeup, and the batter did not expect it.
Yeah, Jess Davis went down swinging because of it. Poked into right center. It's going to be a base hit. Going to get past the glove of Brandon Cody, and the Bucs take the lead. It's 9-7. Excuse me, 9-8. That's going to be a triple as it gets right to the glove of Jack D'Amelio. A triple for Justin Vanderbrake, and the Chinooks are dropping the score as they no longer lead. So Cole Tate scores, the hit by pitch scores, and it's a whole new ball game. And you look back on this game, if the Chinooks end up losing this game, you look back on this game and you think, well, you've got to, you had so many different chances in this game to add to your lead, or you had so many chances where you should have gotten this out here, you made an error, whatever it is, and the Chinooks need to look back on this one and learn from it if they don't win this game. But the Chinooks will have to face Keaton Chase in the bottom half of the inning. What a block by J. Paul Fullerton. And the appeal to Tom Swoboda at first, he didn't go around. Victor Cherney at the plate. Hayden Keller leads off the next inning. Jack D'Amelio and Brandon Cody. They'll try and at least tie it up, send it into extras. Deliveries popped up into shallow right field. Brandon Cody, long run. And it's going to fall in front of him. And the throw's going to be home on a laser. And he's going to be moving up to second as well. And Brandon Cody with a good throw, just mishandled a little by Fullerton. And that's going to make it a 10-8 ball game as the Bucs have scored 3 in the top of the ninth. Ethan English still waiting in the bullpen. Just a miss-hit, base hit for Victor Cherney, and he's on for the first time and picks up an RBI. Biggest at bat for him in the game. Runners on first and second. Chinooks looking for a double play here against Braxton Borfin. Delivery. Big swing, and should be strike one. He went all the way around, and for sure, easily able to tell, but strike one and 1 out. I'm not sure why Scott Johnson missed that, but all the same, I guess he must have just blinked and didn't see it. He was looking where the ball pitched.
I think he was waiting for an appeal, and
well, he never pointed until the Chinooks came out and asked for it. So, nonetheless, they get the call right. Strike 2, outside corner. 0-2 count, 1 out. And Borfin currently at the plate. It's been 2 back-to-back RBIs, an RBI triple for Vanderbrake, and an RBI single for Victor Cherney. And this is why we said it. The Bucs do a great job of coming back. There's no lead too safe with them. Big swing and a miss. Strike 3. It's trickled around, and it's going to be runners on the corners now as a drop third strike is mishandled by Fullerton. And the Chinooks continue to bleed. Brings up Isaac Barrera in the top of the order. First drop third strike that has reached this season against the Chinooks. Runners move up as well. It's 10-8. And the Chinooks going to have a lot of ground to make up with being down 2 runs. We'll pause here as Chris Beck is out, bringing in Ethan English to try and close out this inning.
So it'll be Ethan English to take over in the top of the 9th inning after Tyler O'Clair comes in and the Chinooks collectively give up 3 runs. That's going to be grounded to Jack D'Amelio at third base. Thrown home. He's got him caught. He tries to evade the tag, but J. Paul Fullerton tags him as he's on his backside, and that's going to be a fielder's choice 5-2 put out. So 2 outs in the top of the 9th. Chinooks looking to hold the Bucs here, get one more out, and come back in the bottom of the inning as they had the lead until just a few moments ago, but there's still some baseball left to play. That one is lined over the head of Pate Fullerton. It's going to bring in a run. So we've got runners on first and second, 2 outs in the top of the 9th inning.
That was a good single by Chad Casillo, and I mean, he's been the guy today. He's got 4 hits today, lined out into a double play, and then he actually hit into 2 double plays. That was him today. The fly out to left field, shallow left field, throw him out at home, and now the Chinooks have given up 4 runs here in this top half of the inning. Did a good job to get the out at home, but now Blake Paw is up next, and he'll swing through the fastball from Ethan English. Chinooks just looking for 1 more out. They're going to need 3 in the bottom of the 9th inning to send it to extras or 4 to win it, unless if they can get out of this one unscathed with Isaac Barrera at second. Isaac Barrera hitting into the fielder's choice. Jack making a good play on it at third base, and the pitch missing low. And it's 3-1 here to Blake Paw. Well, I would be shocked if the league's leader in home runs does not swing hard at this fastball that he's about to get from Ethan English. I guarantee you a fastball is coming. You don't want to load the bases. And a fastball is coming, and I guess it missed low. And Scott Johnson's not one of the umpires who calls low pitches. I mean, he's been consistent with that. We saw the pitch before, it missed low. But Ethan English lives low. I mean, that's where he's got to go with it. And so bases are loaded with the walk. Chinooks in jeopardy have given up a few more. They cannot afford to do it.
Chinooks will be hoping for another inning like the 5th in the bottom half.
Well, Chaney Rogers is the 9th guy up, or is back around. He led off this inning with a hit by pitch, pops up and out of play the first pitch. 15 hits for the Bucs, and you know, it shows why they're one of the top teams in the nation. I mean, they just don't go away. You know, the only time the Chinooks have beat them was a 2-0 shutout win. First shutout for the Chinooks, and it was courtesy of Sam Brace and Tyler O'Clair.
Chaney Rogers swung so hard on that foul ball that his thumb guard came off of his thumb. And I'm not sure how you pull that off. It's not broken. He put it right back on.
What a dig by J. Paul Fullerton behind the plate. Bases loaded, able to pick that one out of the dirt. And Ethan English does not throw lightly. I mean, he's definitely low 90s, may touch 93. Get close to those mid numbers. Big swing and a miss there, and Rogers trying to time it up. The only time Rogers has reached was the hit by pitch, and that was at the beginning of this inning.
He did reach on an error before that.
You're right, yes. The fly out to left. Yes, you're absolutely right.
The only time he's reached by his own doing.
24 hits in the ball game combined between these two teams. 9 for the Chinooks, 15 for the Bucs. In the dirt, good block on the changeup. It'll tie the count up at 2s across the board. Wind has died out now. It's set the flag limp in left center. 2-2 count, 2 outs. Just looking for one final out here. Chinooks came in with an 8-7 lead, and that's going to be foul tipped off the right protector of home plate umpire Scott Johnson. Chris Beck will retrieve the ball as Patty McCormick brings over some home plate, to the baseballs to the home plate umpire. And English looking for a big strikeout. Hasn't given up a run for him just yet, but Eau Claire has given 4 up. And capped off of the front of his foot, foul ball, and it goes foul as well. Third base coach will come over and retrieve it. The Bucs on pace to picking up a comeback win for their 21st victory. Would improve to 21-9 and send the Chinooks to their 20th loss. 9-20. And all the same, this has been a great game. This has been a hard-fought game. Chinooks didn't give up. They scored 7. Most runs they've scored in an inning this season. And capped foul. I tell you what, Cheney Rogers having a great at-bat here against Ethan English.
That's 4 foul balls now. Still only a 2-2 count. A lot of these are in the zone, but just not the pitch that Rogers is wanting to hit.
Well, Keaton Chase, if he's still pitching next inning, we haven't seen another guy warm up. He will get the win if the Chinooks can't come from behind. Strike 3 gets him looking. And a good job by Ethan English. He ends the bleeding. One little bloop single to center. Brought in an insurance run off the bat of Chad Castillo. But it is 11-8, 4 runs given up by Eau Claire as we move to the bottom of the 9th inning. You're listening to Chinooks Baseball. Chinooks need 3 to send it to extras. Hayden Keller will lead us off as we've got our rally caps on in the booth, trying to get 3 runs for the Chinooks, and they're down after giving up 4 runs in the top of the 9th. Led for half the game, have been losing for half the game. And, it's just been an absolute dogfight. Hayden Keller, a home run in this ball game. Trying to get something started. Strike 1 on the corner. Good fastball from Keaton Chase. We've seen a player get thrown out who's not even in the game. We've seen 7 runs scored in an inning. We've seen the lead change 3 separate times.
We saw back-to-back home runs.
I mean, there's been a lot of craziness in this ball game, and we thought it was going to be a pretty quick game. It was 1-1 moving into the 5th inning, and then everything just exploded for both teams. Big swing and a miss there, and the second bat goes flying to the first base dugout. Mason Corbin and Hayden Keller, and now Hayden Keller is the first time he's done that this season. It's 3 lefties. Can you name them all, Wyatt? 4 lefties. Can you name which lefties have thrown their bat at some point in this game? And I think that one actually broke. No, it didn't. He's just getting pine tar.
I don't know what's up with these bats, but our players keep just chucking them over. I don't know if they're trying to hit the guys in the dugout or what it is.
I don't know. Can you name all 4 lefties that have thrown their bat?
I know Mason Corbin's done it a couple of times.
Yeah.
Hayden Keller just did.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm stumped.
J. Paul Fullerton.
That was my guess.
And Dylan Gardner. And that one will sail high. 2-2 count, no outs.
Now that you mention those, I do remember that happening.
Yeah, it was. It's crazy, man. I don't know what it is with the left-handed bats. One time someone told me to go find when I was 8 years old, a coach told me to go find the left-handed fungo bats, and I couldn't do it. I was searching forever because they only make bats for both hitters. Way inside, and just happens to miss Hayden Keller. A full count pitch will ensue. No outs. Jack D'Amelio on deck.
Speaking of fun pranks like that, last year, I believe, the Dodgers and Mets were playing in spring training, and they told the clubhouse attendant to go find the key to the batter's box. He went to both clubhouses, both managers, and
Big swing and a miss. Strike 3. Keese will get a strikeout. Stare down Keller for half a second and turn around. First time Keller's gone down on strikes today, and he came in with a walk in his first at bat, a double, RBI double in the fourth, RBI home run, the RBI being himself in the fifth, and then the ground out in the sixth. Now he has a strikeout. D'Amelio 0 for 3 today with a walk. He'll pop up the first pitch, and it's going to just get out of play. Sullivan ran all the way down to the bullpen as that was landing. Really got his, he's got long strides, so.
it's only 4 steps.
Yeah, right. Yeah, he took a quick, probably 10 long strides and made it down there right as the ball landed. 0-1 count here to D'Amelio. See if he can get a base hit up the middle. He'll take one low and away. On deck, Brandon Cody. Cody today, 1 for 3, a double back in the 7th that he stretched from a single to a double on the base hit to center. Had a walk in the 5th, and he'd like to come up with a runner on base. D'Amelio inside, upstairs, and a 2-1 count. Chase has a little pop to his fastball as well. Keaton comes out of the University of Oregon, a freshman there. And the Oregon Duck has looked really good today. Fouled up and out of play. 2-2 count, 1 out. Final inning of play.
Not necessarily.
If we go to final inning of regular play, we may have to go into stoppage time, as they like to say in soccer. But instead, it won't be for a time limit. It'll just be for innings. Chinooks' last game was 11-inning game, and they ended up scoring 2 in the top of the 11th. Hit down the right field line, tried to square it up some, and did, just a little late. And he'll have the 2-2 count battle again for the 3rd straight pitch in a row.
This is one of the darker nights that I think we've had out here with the clouds and I think mostly the smoke from the wildfires.
Yeah, the smoke for sure. It's clearing, or it's blocking the mountain in right center. Strike 3 will get D'Amelio looking, and it'll bring up Brandon Cody with 2 outs here to try and start a climb back in the ball game, down 3 runs. Back-to-back Ks for the 8th inning, and Keaton Chase an out away from picking up a win. And the swing there is strike 1.
Good news for everybody involved with this league is that I think the heat is supposed to break tomorrow, as it's not supposed to get above 71, which is the temperature right now. So hopefully it's not going to be baked Alaska any longer. It's going to be normal Alaska again.
Feels like Texas. And capped foul. 0-2 count, 2 outs. Chinooks down to their last strike here with Brandon Cody. And Chase an out away, a strike away from his first win of the season. Has 1 save. And has not given up a run tonight. Strike 3 down the middle, and Keaton Chase will pound his chest as he strikes out the side here in the 9th inning. Chinooks drop this game 11-8. They were down 5-1, came back, scored 7 runs in the bottom of the 5th inning, took the 8-5 lead, and then from there, 1 run in the 6th and 7th, and 4 runs in the top of the 9th inning. Dropped the game, and credit the Bucs. They pick up their 21st win. 21st win, yes, of the season. 21-9 now, and the Chinooks fall to 9-20 with their 20th loss. They are now 2 games behind the Peninsula Oilers for 4th place. And they're trying to take strides to getting there. They ended a 2-game losing streak, and the Bucs add to their winning streak. Josh Salem with Wyatt Wewell here. Again, the Chinooks drop at 11-8, but tune in tomorrow as the Chinooks travel to Matsu to play the Miners in Palmer, Alaska. Tune in tomorrow again. Josh Salem and Wyatt Wewell. We'll see you tomorrow.